Miss Jen from the Discovery Museum, and I have a odd assortment of things in front of me. So let me explain to you what I am going to be doing. I'm going to take some of my used paper. I've got some newspaper here, some paper that I've written on that has my notes on it, some scraps from an art project, some of my coloring sheets from earlier this month, little bitty pieces of paper, a sticky note that I don't need anymore. And so I'm going to take these and I'm going to tear them up or cut them up. It's a great opportunity to work on our cutting skills, to strengthen our fine motor skills, our finger muscles while we're tearing. I'm going to tear these up. I'm going to put them into my blender. Don't eat the paper. You're going to put them into the blender. You're going to blend them up with some water. And you're going to turn them into a pulpy, sort of soupy mess. And then we're going to take that pulpy, soupy mess and turn it into paper. All right? So follow along, grab some scrap paper, and get ready to rip and tear and shred. So we're going to put it into our blender. Go. All right, now I'm going to add water to my blender, and then I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to blend it up till it turns into a big soupy mess. You're going to want to add a lot of water. Oh yeah, that's gross and goopy. So now, I also have some other supplies. And we want to make sure we have these other supplies prepared before we get messy. So I have a tray with some water in it. And the tray in the water is also going to go with a strainer. So I have this strainer here, and the strainer I'm going to use to make my paper. So I'm going to actually put the pulp in here, but first I'm going to float it in here. Now I know that seems a little bit crazy, but that helps us kind of get things around. Now if you have a flat strainer, or you have some leftover material that you would use for your windows, the screen, you can create a nice square or rectangular shape using, staple it to a little bit of wood, and then you've got it. But I am going to use my strainer because I don't have any leftover for a window screen. So I'm going to use my strainer and get this bucket of water. And then I also have some things to dry with. I have a piece of felt, I have a towel, and I also have some paper towels handy. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have all of these supplies ready so that when your pulpy mess it comes out of here, you're able to flip it over onto your towel. Okay, so let's get going. So first things first, I'm going to pour this pulpy mess into my strainer, and while it's in there, it's kind of floating around a little bit, so I can use this time to kind of shape it into the shape I want. Maybe I don't want it to be round. Actually, that might be kind of cool, having a round piece of paper, since most of our paper comes in the shape of a rectangle. Right? So this is also the perfect time in case I have some extras, the extra things that I want to add in. I happen to have some flower petals here, so I can put these flower petals into my my paper creation. So I have this really big flower. It's a dried pressed flower. So I think that I'm going to try to set that into my paper creation so that it's on my cool paper. Now here comes the tricky part. We're going to strain out some of that water, and then we're going to use this paper towel to help us out. I'm going to pull off some of this paper towel. And we're going to actually use the paper towel to press down a little bit to get some of that water out. But even more, the other thing I have handy is a sponge. So we're going to use that sponge too to help us press out some of this water. Now, when you feel like you've got most of the water squeezed out, you're going to start peeling the paper away from the screen, the paper towel, and you'll notice that the paper's coming right along with it. Your new paper is coming right off the screen, right onto your paper towel. So you want to very carefully peel this off of your screen. Now I've got it off the screen, and I'm going to put it onto my towel here. I'll move the blender out of the way so you can see. I've got it on my towel. Maybe you want to use your felt. And basically you're just going to press as much water out as you can. This will help your paper dry a little bit more. You can even put it in between the layers of your towel to help your water get absorbed as much as possible. Now, if you want to speed this up, you can use an iron it, or you can even use a hair dryer to help dry it. Or you can just be patient, let it sit, go play for a little while, go outside, maybe do some of these other activities, and then come back and check it out.